So the question is, why is that the stock markets in India are surging, even though the stock markets in rest of the world are in a shaky situation, and that means the indices all over the globe, whether in Europe or in America or in China or in other geographies, are dwindling or coming down. So what are the factors that is leading to stock prices or the indices in India, stock market indices in India rising up? My answer to this question is it is first time in this country that country is truly working towards the growth and development of the last person in this country. If you deeply analyze and study the progress of India's economy since independence, unfortunately, you will realize that our leadership in the past, knowingly or unknowingly, did not work for the growth of this country. As a matter of fact, if you deeply analyze, you will realize it appears that leadership of this country in the past worked for controlling the growth in this company, controlling the development of this company. And if that was not to be the case, we would not have had license Raj in this country. We would not have had the inspector Raj in this country. We would not have had in this country the controlled economy. Because if you control the economy, how can you grow? If you are control the economy, you are throttling the growth. And if you deeply analyze and understand, it is first time that this country's economy is working for growth. I'm sure you will know this, that decades, for decades, our balance of payment position on overall basis was adverse. For decades, for decades since independence, our trade deficit was adverse. Now tell me, if my country's balance of payment situation is negative, there is a trade deficit, what did we do to reverse that balance of payment situation or to reverse that trade deficit? We did not do anything. On the contrary, we kept on importing goods from China. So it looks like, knowingly or unknowingly, we did not work for the growth of this country, we worked for the growth of China, because we were importing goods worth 10 lakh crore from China. एंड प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, अगर हम 10 लाख करोड़ का माल हर साल चाइना से खरीदेंगे तो किसकी इकोनॉमी डेवलप होगी, चाइना की कि इंडिया की? ऑब्वियसली चाइना की. एंड प्लीज रिमेंबर, टू वर्सन द सिचुएशन फर्दर, जो भी हमारे फॉरेन करेंसी रिजर्व्स थे, दे विल बी यूज फॉर मेकिंग पेमेंट फॉर दोज इम्पोर्ट्स दैट वी विल गेट फ्रॉम चाइना. All that slowly and progressively is now being curtailed. Remember, for first time in this country, we are talking in terms of manufacturing of chips. We are focusing on the manufacturing of chips. For the first time in this country, you hear a train being launched virtually every day. First time in this country, you hear of 400 Vande Mataram trains have been planned to be rolled out. Otherwise, what would happen in this country in the past? It was only during the railway budget. The railway minister will announce कि ये साल में हम 2 ट्रेन चालू करेंगे, 3 ट्रेन चालू करेंगे, 4 ट्रेन चालू करेंगे. आप जरा सोचिए, कितने मतलब आज़ादी के 65 सालों तक हमारे देश में अगर आपको ट्रेन से कहीं ट्रेवल करना है तो रिजर्वेशन करना पड़ता था, और वो रिजर्वेशन में आपको 2-3 महीने वेट करना पड़ता था, और उसमें भी कोई गारंटी नहीं आपको मिल जाए, वेट लिस्टेड हो एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. तो जब हमको मालूम था कि हमारे लोगों को 2-2 महीने 3-3 महीने का ट्रेन के लिए वेट करना पड़ता है, उनको ट्रेन मिलती नहीं है, तो वाई इज दैट आवर लीडरशिप कुड नॉट थिंक कि लेट अस हैव मोर ट्रेन्स, लेट अस बिल्ड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. फॉर डिकेड्स ऑल टुगेदर, for since independence, we only had three IIMs, only five IITs. जबकि हमारे देश में हर साल 2-3 लाख बच्चे ये एग्जाम्स के लिए बैठते थे। तो क्या हमारे देश को इंजीनियर्स की ज़रूरत नहीं थी? क्या हमारे देश को एमबीएस की ज़रूरत नहीं थी? बिल्कुल थी। लेकिन हमने कभी उस डायरेक्शन में सोचा नहीं। क्यों? क्योंकि हमारी लीडरशिप की अगर आप सोचने जाएं तो आपको महसूस होगा शायद ये अप्रोच थी कि डेवलपमेंट का बाद में देखेंगे, हम पावर में कैसे लौट के आएँ उसका बंदोबस्त किया जाए। तो हमारी जो पॉलिसीज़ थी वो डेवलपमेंट ओरिएंटेड नहीं थी। हमारी जो पॉलिसीज़ थी वो देवर ओरिएंटेड एज टू हाउ टू कम बैक टू द पावर अगेन, एंड दैट throttled growth of this country. Fortunately, under the current establishment, what is happening, there is a total focus on building infrastructure in this company. There is total focus on well-being of the last person in this country. There is a total focus on really making India a powerful country in the world. And since all that is being focused, everything that is required to be done is being done. So therefore, today you will see that we are doing good in every walk of life. So there's a huge amount of infrastructure being built up. There's so much of focus on defense manufacturing. There's a focus on आत्मनिर्भरता. और हमने 65 सालों में कभी आत्मनिर्भरता की बात ही नहीं करी, कभी बात ही नहीं करी. तो forget about becoming self-reliant. We never talked about what is आत्मनिर्भरता. So because of the reversal of the wrong policies that we followed in the past, because of the focus on the development which is taking place in this country everywhere, obviously there's a manufacturing is improving. Fortunately, God has been kind, so the agriculture sector is also doing very well. And of course, with huge population of 135 crore, we are the most vibrant service industry. And therefore, since we are working on all the three sectors, since our leadership is building on the working on the building of the infrastructure, there is a positivity everywhere, and that positivity is reflecting in the market indices, and that is the reason as to why the markets have been going in our country in comparison to the rest of the geographies. And my feeling is that this trend is going to continue. This pace of the development is only going to intensify further, and that is why uh, people say that this decade is of India, and I would say this decade is not of India. The whole century is of India. You have seen as to what kind of response, what kind of welcome our Prime Minister has got in the G20 summit, and it is his voice which is being heard everywhere. So yesterday it is he who talked in terms of कि ये युग युद्ध का युग नहीं है, and which is being appreciated. And so these are the reasons because of which India's economy is doing well, and that good performance by the economy is getting reflected on the stock market prices, and that is how the stock market prices are going up.